What is up, you beautiful people? How are we doing tonight? It is Friday night as I record this. Matt Ramage, the Mediocre Podcast, coming at you. NFC Championship game for AFC, NFC, obviously coming up this Sunday, this weekend. It is saddening that the Green Bay Packers will not be in the NFC Championship game, obviously, but we must go on, people. We must go on, and I don't want to talk a whole bunch about the Aaron Rodgers situation, but people are going to talk about it. You know what I mean? People are going to talk about the NFC the Aaron Rodgers situation. I know a lot of people I see like on my Facebook. Anytime someone brings it up, like just stop talking about it. You know that this is going to get talked about a lot. You know what I mean? This is big news. It's actually not big news. It's a big story because obviously Hackett went to Denver. Everyone's talking about Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams going to Denver. I think Aaron Rodgers is gonna be a Green Bay Packer next season, but like I don't know. Like I'm not like super like overly confident. Like there's no way. Like last year I fought hard for it. Last year I argued with people to the death. I commented on like everything on Facebook, and there's no chance Aaron Rodgers goes anywhere. I believed it in my soul, and I fought for it, and I was correct. I mean that not because I'm so smart. It just just it just happened to be. You know what I mean? But excuse me, I apologize. Should hit the mute button on that one. But I think Aaron Rodgers is going to be a Green Packer next season, but I know that there's a chance he's not. He talked to Pat McAfee obviously, and he said he's going to give his decision on the Pat McAfee show. But with that, I don't think he's talking about his decision of whether he wants to be a Packer or not. I think he's talking about if he's going to come back at all and like not retire. Um, I think it's all going to get straightened out. You know what I mean? It's all going to get straightened out. Nobody panic. But just just to say, if there's a situation where Aaron Rodgers was not a Green Bay Packer next year, life goes on. All right. Say God bless Aaron Rodgers. Good luck. We never not too much. If you're playing the Packers, not so much. But life goes on. Whether it's Jordan Love or whether they get a vet, if they're gonna get a bunch of picks if Rodgers does leave. And if Jordan Love doesn't pan out, they're gonna get some picks. Maybe they can move up, do some things. Maybe they get a stud quarterback. I'm not a big college guy. I don't know who would be coming up, who they could go and grab. I'm sure there'll be conversations about that later on. Especially like if it actually happens. Aaron Rodgers cares about his legacy. He loves being a Green Bay Packer. Let's just see what happens. You know what I mean? But you can win without one of the best quarterbacks of all time. Whether that's Jordan Love, someone else. Run the ball heavy. Have yourself a good draft. David Bakhtiari will be back. He was out obviously all this whole season, which is such an odd thing. But like how he never came back. I mean, like they were kept like hinting like, oh, he's gonna come back. He made 2 on back videos, but on Twitter and Instagram, but he never actually came back a little bit during the Lions game, last game of the season. But there's gonna be some guys that are lost next season, like Zadarius Smith looking like probably not coming back. You know what I mean? Just because like his post, I don't think so. I feel like if he doesn't think so, there's no reason for me to think so. There's a cap situation. All the smart people all off season will talk about the salary cap and they'll talk about like what the Packers can do. Ian Rappaport said on the Pat McAfee show that the Packers can do it. They can bring Rodgers back. They can keep Devontae. They can sign Devontae, and they can still do it. Like they can make it work. They can make that money work. People always talk about salary cap. It's not a real thing. I think it's a very real thing, but I think the smart people can manipulate it. They can, I guess you're talking about, you're just pushing stuff down the road, and eventually everyone uses that big R word, the old rebuild word. But eventually, I don't know. I don't think so. I think the Packers just run good enough to not have to rebuild. I don't think the Packers are in real rebuild mode now. I don't think they're going to be in a few years. I think they're going to restock, whether it's with Aaron Rodgers. If Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams are there, it's a better team because you have two of the one of the best quarterbacks in the league and probably the best wide receiver in the league. But more guys I think are going to be lost. If those guys ain't there, at least or one of them, then you have a better chance of keeping some core guys. But the Packers have a very young. They got good young players. Rashawn Gary's young. A lot of these guys are in their first contract. Packers going to be all right, people. We're going to talk about this all off season. What coulda, woulda, might have happened. What might happen in the future. What we could have done differently in the past. And that's what the off season is, people. That is what the off season is. And but we're gonna try to talk about some other stuff too. especially on the old Matt Ramage show, you know what I mean? I'm gonna try to sprinkle in some other stuff, talk about, uh, some, legendary stuff. That's something I'm gonna do, talking about, like, some Packer history type of stuff, maybe bring some people in that know some good Packer history, do some Packer trivia, do some fun Packer stuff that isn't, just depressing, like, "Oh my god, the sky is falling. We don't know what's gonna happen next year." We all knew that in this offseason was gonna be rough. Everyone knew. I knew. That's why I was focused on last year. I was enjoying last season during last season. Every game, every week, having fun, doing all the things, because I knew when this season ended, it was gonna be chaos, and it is. It started quick. The thing I don't believe any of the stories about Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams are pushing their way out, you hear all these stories. I don't believe any of those. Like, they're not gonna run around and tell everyone, "Hey, guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna try to go to Denver." You know what I mean? Like, that's not what they're gonna do. I don't think that they're trying to push their way anywhere. But not saying that they're if, things could happen and it could be that way. I don't think Denver can afford both of them. They'd have to trade, like, I don't know how many picks, the cap hit. They have a lot of cap room, but do they want a big chunk of their cap going towards 2 players? But the draft picks are what would be huge because the Packers would obviously have to tag Devontae, get a trade going or whatever. But, because he is a free agent, everyone knows. But, yeah, but they're planning to talk about that. Let's talk about the current NFL season. I'm gonna make my picks. I'm gonna make my picks for the championship games. I'm gonna start with the AFC. Uh, you got the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Kansas City Chiefs, and I said last night when I was live, I picked the Chiefs. I said I wanted the Bengals, but I'm picking the Chiefs. I'm changing it, people. I'm picking the Bengals. I'm picking the Cincinnati Bengals to beat the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game. I know, like, a lot of people, like I mentioned at work, people said I was stupid. They said, "How do you have a podcast and make that pick? You're supposed to know stuff." I don't know stuff, Just because you have a podcast does not mean that you know stuff. All right. Uh, I'm picking the Bengals. And maybe that's a little bit with my heart because I had no hate for the Chiefs, but I think the Bengals would just be a fun story, be awesome. It could be like the Joe Burrow, I wouldn't say coming out because I think he came out already. Like everyone knows who he is. He's doing his thing. But if he can get to the Super Bowl, I know their offensive line is a little sketchy. I don't know a lot about the Bengals, but that's like a lot of what I hear. Offensive line sketchy, but they're gonna be playing up for this. Everyone's betting against them. Everyone's picking the Chiefs, and deservedly so. The Chiefs, what they did to the Bills is just ridiculous. That's the thing. I feel bad for the Bills, bro. All those years, trying to get there. Like, now they have a team. They can play with the best of them. Have that game won 13 seconds ago. Bills fans are just chucking themselves through tables, celebrating. It's over, baby. We go to the championship game. Wasn't meant to be. But they'll be back. The Bills are gonna be back, dude. You haven't seen the end of this Bills team. But yeah, so I'm picking the Bengals. I think it's a fun story. I want them to win. And I mean, I think they can, you know what I mean? You never know, bro. You never know. Like, a lot of people are just gonna bet against them and all that. Like, I mean, the Packers and the Niners, bro. Like, I thought the Packers were gonna put like 30 on them. And I know that maybe that's naive of me. And I see a lot of people saying that the Packers were gonna throw some points on them. Not because the Niners defense sucks, but they're coming out, baby. This is playoff time, baby. Packers got a great offense. Didn't happen like that. So you never know what's going to happen with that Bengals team. They're going to be fired up. They're going to be ready to go. They're over there practicing. I saw a video at the Bengals stadium. Like, they were outside recording, and it was just loud, because they're getting ready for that noise over there at Kansas City. Kansas City has some great fans. They're loud. Got a great football team. It'll be very, very tough for the Bengals to do that. But that's what I'm picking. I'm sticking to it, baby. Cincinnati Bengals go to the Super Bowl. I hope. All right, let's slide over to the NFC side. You got the San Francisco 49ers versus the Los Angeles Rams. I'm going to stick with my pick that I made last night. I'm picking the Rams to win this game, and I get it. People are going to say, well, you're biased. Yes, I mean, I am. Very, extremely. All right? I'm biased, and I don't like the Niners. All right? And I'm having a Niner fan on my podcast. We're going live, I think. I might do it live. But a Niner fan that I met at the Packer game. He's gonna come on the show Monday night. I don't know if I'm gonna do it live because I feel like the live chat is gonna get, like, really crazy, and I don't want people just, like, roasting this dude and just, like, cussing him out in the chat. But, so I don't know for sure if I'll do it live, but probably, you know what I mean? I'll ask him, like, "Hey, do you, mind going live?" And then, if people cuss you out in the comments, just maybe don't read them. But we'll see what he says. Otherwise, we'll just pre-record. It'll be on the podcast. But I think the Rams are ready. I think Stafford's gonna be, Stafford's gonna be all jacked up. This is his time to shine, baby. Stafford's wife is like buying tickets because tickets for this game are like ridiculously crazy expensive. So Matthew Stafford's wife is buying a bunch of tickets. She put it, I think, on her Twitter or Instagram, wherever she put it. Um, message me if you're a soldier, someone military serving our country, or if you're I forget what it was, but it was like, good people, like first responders, stuff like that, and she's just gonna give some tickets away, give back. So, I think the Rams are gonna be ready, you know what I mean? Like, they went all in for a reason. They're gonna be fired up. Matthew Stafford, been in purgatory for all those years, playing in Detroit, gonna be fired up, and once in a while, Stafford goes low Detroit, you know what I mean? Starts slinging that thing around, thinks he's back in Detroit. If he doesn't do that, they're gonna win the game. Gotta score some points though, and the Niners will get in your face. We learned that last week, and then, anyone who's been watching a few Niner games, like that Cowboy game, the Niners get pressure on you, bro, and can Stafford take that pressure? Do they have what it takes to protect him? Maybe get rid of the ball fast. If you're gonna beat the Niners, get rid of the ball fast, which I thought the Packers would have done a better job of. You gotta get rid of that ball fast, whether it's screens, quick slants, whatever. Get rid of that ball because they're gonna get on you. They're gonna be on you quick. That's kinda what they do, and, they're gonna run the ball, but I think the Rams have a good line over there, So, I'm picking the Rams and the Bengals in the Super Bowl, people. Rams and the Bengals in the Super Bowl. Let me know who you, are picking, If you're listening on the podcast, you follow me on Twitter, wherever you follow me, hit me up. Let me know who you got. Uh, yeah, I think, I'm not happy about this Super Bowl, but, life goes on. I mean, I'm not to be like, "Oh, well, no," it matters. I'm mad, I'm angry, try to put on a happy face, it's like that meme when it's real angry, and you got a little paper cutout of a happy face in front of him. That's what it is, but you know what I mean? Like, we gotta keep I'm trying to keep it positive because, a lot of negativity and, for all the negative voices, podcasters, and everyone on social media, I'll try to be the positive one 'cause, I think it's just more fun. I think it's more fun to be positive. But, you know, on the next year, bro, that's what we do. And, like, I not to jump back into the whole Rodgers thing, but I saw a lot of people I forgot to mention this. I saw a lot of people talking about if Aaron Rodgers goes to Denver or wherever, will you follow him? No. I see people saying, like, I bet 75% of Packer fans will follow him. First of all, that's social media Packer fans, okay? If you're gonna follow Aaron Rodgers, I'm not saying, like, support him, like, "Hey, good luck, bud. Go go give her." But, like, if you're gonna just straight up switch and go now you're that team of that a fan of that team, then you were never a Packer fan. You were an Aaron Rodgers fan. And I don't think most fans like that. That's social media fans maybe. But, like, the Packers have been selling out that stadium long before Aaron Rodgers, long before Brett Favre. I love me some Aaron Rodgers. And, like, when Favre left, he went to the Jets, I rooted for him. I watched the games. Yeah, go get him, Brett. You know what I mean? Playing in the AFC. I got no problem with you. And he went to the Vikings, a different story. You know what I mean? That changed things. I stopped rooting for him, started rooting against him, started yelling, cussing at him on my TV. But after it was all said and done, I brushed it off a little bit. Now, I can, I don't hate. I got no hate for Brett Favre. But Aaron Rodgers, same thing. If he goes to Denver, I'm not gonna like root against him, and I'm not gonna become a Denver fan. I'm not gonna buy a Denver Aaron Rodgers jersey. That's just not what I do. And for the record, I don't care what you do. You do what you do. You want to buy Aaron Rodgers, uh, whatever jersey, if he plays for someone else, have at it. Have a good time. I know a lot of people bought Jets, Brett Favre jerseys back in the day. I got no problem with that. First of all, I don't care how other people fan. I just do me. You know what I mean? I don't care what you do. Have fun. That's what the thing is. Have fun. Do whatever makes you happy. But I think Aaron Rodgers is going to be a Green Packer this season. So I mean, and that's of right now. I'm not as confident as I was last year. So that's of right now. That could change. Something could happen, but just off the vibe I got of him and talking to Pat McAfee, I just got the vibe that he wants to be a Packer next year. So if they can figure that thing out, I don't think he's going to walk in there and ask for a trade. I just don't see it. The Packers have vocally said they want him back. I don't think there's any reason. He talked about the friendship, the love, Goot, him and having a good time over there all season. They're all like, buddy, buddy. So I don't see a reason why he wouldn't, unless he thinks that they're going to suck next year. Maybe he wants to bail out, but I don't think that's the case. People saying, well, we need this, we need that, we need to. Dude, the Packers were good enough to win a Super Bowl this year. The Packers would have, or at least go to the Super Bowl. Though some of those AFC teams look a little dangerous, so I'm not gonna be like all cocky. But like the Packers were the best team in football this year. They had the pieces. They just didn't get it done. I'm not taking anything away from the Niners. Niners beat them. But the Packers were a good football team this year. Yeah, it depends who they lose, Zadarius Smith. But they didn't have Zadarius Smith most of the year this year. So like you know what I mean? So I see people saying craziness, crazy takes. I saw one person on Twitter say they should rebuild, fire the coach, trade David Bakhtiari, trade Jair. Like they want to trade everyone, full rebuild mode. Why would you rebuild? That's like junk in your car because a starter went out, bro. You don't just rebuild because, even if you did lose Rodgers, you don't just rebuild. I'm not saying Rodgers is losing Rodgers like your starter going out, but, maybe a transmission. You know what I mean? Go get it fixed. Go get another one. You know what I mean? You don't junk the car. You got a $20,000 car, whatever, how much your car costs. You don't junk it because you got a $2,000 problem. Nah, I think that's what it is. You keep it moving. Even without Rodgers, the Packers wouldn't be full trash show. I get it. People have very deep feelings about Jordan Love. I don't think we've seen enough on him. We don't know what the coaches think, how they'd go about it if it did happen. Jordan Love would have a whole off season because Rodgers is going to make that decision soon. I don't think they would linger on if he went to him and said, hey, we're not going to be here. So Jordan Love would have a whole off season, knowing he's the guy. He's going to prepare like he's the guy. They're going to get the playbook going like he's the guy. The playbook will be a little bit different with Jordan Love, I think. Not like they weren't like rip pages out or nothing, but they would I think call the plays a little different, be more run oriented, quick passes like LaFleur's offense is supposed to be. But because he has a Hall of Fame quarterback, Aaron Rodgers gets a little bit more freedom to do all types of wild stuff because that's what he's good at. But if he would happen to move on, you have a different quarterback. I think that whole offense would look a little bit different. It would be more what LaFleur had envisioned in his offense. And it can work. You don't need a Hall of Fame quarterback to win football games, even to win Super Bowls. They can do it. But I think Rodgers is coming back. You know what I mean? I think he's coming back, people. Happy Friday. We're gonna wrap this thing up. Appreciate the Quick Trip sponsoring the show. Go on down to Quick Trip, get yourself some chicken tendies, bro. I'm addicted to them. They're good. They are tasty. You know what I mean? Make sure if you don't have a Quick Rewards card, go get yourself a Quick Rewards card. And I have a new shop opening up, mattramageShop.com. I'm going to have some new merch in there. I got like this logo I always wear, this MR logo. I like it. I'm going to have some stuff up in there. There's a hoodie, some shirts, some like beer glasses and stuff. I don't expect anyone to buy my logo. That's now I put it there. I put it there because I'm going to buy some stuff. And I figured, why not? I've had a few people mention my hat, say they want one. So I'm going to throw some stuff out there. But I also have some new designs in the making. And I'll have new designs. Bears still suck, Vikings suck. And we're gonna get like some Packer stuff and try to get creative with the merch a little bit. You know what I mean? Have a good time with it. So if you check out mattramageShop.com, you can see what I have so far, but it's nothing compared to what I'm gonna be having. And appreciate you people. Go Pack Go. All right. And you all have yourself a glorious weekend. I'm probably going to be live for some of the championship game. Stay tuned to my social medias to find out when I'm all going to be live, when I'm going to be live. And we're going to have a good time, people. Go Pack Go. All right.